Hello, Beauty News family. Welcome back to another wine time. Cider time.
Highball time.
Drinky food. Oh yeah, they're actually really good. Those sugar-free. They're like super refreshing.
Yeah, they are. And they remind me of Japan, and we're not allowed to go travelling for ages, so I may as well drink to remember.
We should just do a wine time reminiscing about what we're not allowed to do.
Yeah, look, it'd be a long one.
Okay, so today we're actually going to talk about, drumroll, limited edition products. So we're going to talk about the who, the what, the when, the why of the limited edition stuff. We're going to take a deep dive into it because it can be a polarizing discussion or topic.
Yes, it can. Yeah, I've noticed that definitely looking at, people's responses to limited edition collections, you either love them or you hate them. You either get them or you don't get them. Now, I think there's merit to both. There's people that use makeup because it's practical. They use it as a function, and if they find something they love, they want to keep repurchasing it. So limited edition doesn't lure them in. It's actually the opposite of what they want. Then you get the crazy people that are like us, that for some reason, special makeup, whether it's cool packaging, a really interesting formula, something we've never seen before, something that is limited and exciting, if that sort of it brings you another level of joy. There's definitely going to be different people that have different perspectives, but we're also going to be talking about this from makeup lovers' perspectives, where we sort of do have a soft spot for limited edition products.
We do. A very particular soft spot.
Yes. Yes. I've got so much makeup in front of me. I just pulled out some. I spent 10 minutes pulling out some limited edition product, and I've got a table's worth. So, yes.
A boatload, yeah.
We love them.
Look, to be fair, a lot of the makeup that I have kept over the years has been limited edition stuff because it's special to me. So let's start by talking about what limited edition makeup is. So, I mean, the name says it all. It's limited edition. It's released usually for either a period of time, so a short time, or for a limited product run. So they'll have a limited amount of products that they manufactured. These sort of products can be based around, holidays. So we're looking at Halloween collections or Christmas collections. They can also be influencer collabs. They are typically limited edition as well. And then you've got, I don't know how we would describe it, but maybe supporting releases or seasonal releases. So these are collections that are released either to suit the season, so like a summer launch or a winter launch. And then there's sort of these capsule collections.
Trend collections.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Trend collections. So they're based around something that's trending or something that the brand wants to focus on, like cherries or something like that.
Glitter.
So there's
rainbows.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. So there's all sorts of ways that we see limited edition collections in the makeup industry. And to be fair, I would actually say maybe even the majority of makeup that is released is limited to some degree.
We see so much more limited edition collections and collaborations and, collaborations with Disney and whatnot. That's the majority of what we actually see these days. Whereas, 5-10 years ago, they were quite uncommon, especially collaborations or a collaboration with a property. And they were a lot more exciting because they were a surprise. Whereas I feel like now, you just have to look at Instagram and every day there's a new collaboration or limited edition release that's being shown. So it becomes really a dime a dozen these days, especially Colourpop. They do one every bloody week.
Absolutely.
So in terms of why brands do limited edition collections, I think, there's going to be people shouting at the screen going, because they want to make money. And yes, they want to make money. That's definitely, I think, the main driving point. When you look at a collection of makeup, like a permanent collection of makeup, I always think of NARS because they have quite a bland looking stand. If you look at what they release and what they've got permanently out all year round, it's very boring. It's black packaging. It's generally quite muted colors, but when they bring out something that's like shiny and pink or bronze and whatever, glittery packaging and something cool, it stands out, and it does make people that are interested in the brand buy more than what they normally would. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. I've got a couple here too.
Yeah, this is just a smidge of what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Stuff like this, compared to their bland usual stuff, gets me every time. I'm here for it. Every day of the week. Even twice on Sundays.
Yeah, I feel like the bland stuff just fades into the background, and unless you've got a product like a foundation or a concealer or a powder that you keep repurchasing because you love, chances are, like, you're not going to go and be like, oh, I just have a hankering for a new eyeshadow palette. Let me browse the permanent NARS stand. It's not going to happen. You generally look at the things that are up front, and it's all about sort of marketing and making people buy something. I think also capitalizing on sort of seasonal releases and the current trends can also get people buying when normally, again, their sort of permanent collection wouldn't. You just sometimes want what's currently popular. Also, what I've noticed about limited edition collections, and I was thinking about it, I'm actually wearing something on my eyes today from, this is from MAC. Now, this is the Dazzle Red Dazzle Highlighter. Like, this is the most
I remember when we bought them.
So random. It's a red glittery highlighter that has a gold duochrome to it. Now, this is an interesting product, but if this was on the shelves all year round for years and years and years, people probably won't buy it, because it's sort of one of those things that people that look at makeup as though they're magpies and they're looking for something shiny, they'll pick this up and then it will just fade into the background. It takes up shelf space. And so I feel like what brands often do is they will choose color stories or themes. A good example is as well Too Faced with their unicorn rainbow shit. That was all the rage at the time, but would they have permanent shelf space for this in this day and age? No, it won't sell. So I think it's a calculated move as well to be like, okay, we're going to focus on this trend collection for this short period of time because it's going to peak and then burn out. So there's no point turning it permanent. So I think it's a combination of trying to obviously make things a little bit more exciting, make money, but also realistically look at the lifespan of the product and how people are going to buy it. So I think brands have to do this to keep things sort of fresh and interesting.
I totally agree with what Kat's saying. When was the last time you went and bought a palette that has been available at a brand for years and years and years, like after it had been released? Like, I can't remember. I know I bought a Marc Jacobs one, but it was meant to be a limited edition collection. I was just lucky to get it 50% off when Marc Jacobs had their sale.
I reckon the last time I bought a palette that had previously been very popular and had died down, it was back in when the Naked 2 had just been released.
There you go.
Like, I never look at old palettes and be like, wow, I never gave you a second thought. You've been out for 5 years. I may as well pick you up now. Never, ever, ever.
No, never. I wouldn't even consider it. Not interested.
And that doesn't mean that I only buy limited edition products. It just means that I like to buy new or limited edition products.
That's right.
And that's where it keeps things new and interesting all the time. And us suckers buy them.
Yes. And look, I think when I am going to buy something that's been around for a long time, I'm typically looking for products that have withstood the test of time, that aren't based around a trend. So we're talking about things like primers and skincare that's still, you know, really, really popular, but has been on the shelves for years.
Powders.
Concealer, powder, like those really sort of fundamental items. They're the ones that I want from core collections that are like a part of their base range, essentially. I don't want to go and buy a limited edition foundation. If I love it and I want to repurchase it, I'm fucked. You're not getting it again.
I think that's exactly why you rarely see limited edition foundations, concealers, primers, powders because they're the things that people want to rely on and keep going back to. And if you fell in love with, like, I know a few people had that issue with the MAC Patrick's powder. Now, from what I understand, this is a permanent product but a different colour. So you can still get the powder in different colours from MAC, but this particular colour was limited edition and people fell in love with it. And then all of a sudden they used it up and they're like, I can't get it again. So that's where I think people can get a little bit disappointed. And that's why I think brands stick to the colour products, the highlighters, the eyeshadow palettes, the lipsticks, the blushes, because they're the things that take half a lifetime to use up, but also, you know, by the time you do use it up, there's another colour story that's more popular that you need to move on to anyway. So you're never really disappointed by buying it as a limited release.
People are more likely to buy a limited edition highlighter, blush or eyeshadow palette and actually get tired of it and want to move on to something else before they even finish it up.
Correct.
And they're going to want to move on to something that's trendy at the time. Oh, I keep seeing orange blush on Instagram and it's really beautiful. I'm going to buy an orange blush next. Or, you know, it's spring and I want like sparkly, glittery eyeshadows or something like that. That's what I'm going to gravitate towards. So yeah, I think those things are extremely trend, season, holiday sort of related. And that's, you know, I think that's why we do see so many colour collections that are limited. That's why Colourpop is the way it is. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. Limited edition collections are what keeps the makeup industry fresh. Could you imagine if you went into an Estee Lauder, I was going to say a store, but they don't have stores.
Stand.
If you went to an Estee Lauder stand and you were still seeing the makeup that they like released 15, 20 years ago, because they've still got it.
Yeah,
but it's also peppered through, like, it's behind their new stuff, which they have on their stands. So I think it's probably, to be honest, the lifeblood of the makeup industry. If people weren't buying limited edition products, and let's face it, and I don't say this with any judgment because I do it myself, buying stuff indiscriminately and excessively, buying way more than we need, because we do when we're buying things like this. If that wasn't happening, there would be no beauty industry. It would be a toilet. It would be a money sink for brands.
Yeah. If people had in their collection one foundation, one concealer, one powder, one blush, like the industry would tank. They would absolutely tank. They rely on people getting excited for new packaging or new scents of product. Like, how many MAC Fix Pluses do I need with different scents? I don't, but I have them because
8,
they're exciting and they make me feel good. So I feel like it's definitely a way to make people spend their money. And, you know, again, it's not always limited edition products. There's, you know, brands do pump out new permanent products as well, but they have to cap how many permanent releases they add to the line, because of course they need to factor in, like, will it still sell in a year's time, but also they generally have a limited space with the stands that they have in the department stores or Sephora or Ulta or whatever they're in. If they want to add something in, they've got to move something out. So they're very, very selective with what they put in permanently. But limited edition, it makes things so much easier. And even if it's out for 6 months, like, it can be out for 6 months and still be considered like a seasonal type release. So yeah, that's definitely why brands do it, to make money. But I think also it's also to make consumers happy. Let's be real. People get excited for this kind of stuff.
Current.
Yeah.
They've got to be relevant. Well, they have to make the people happy, because if the people aren't happy, they're not going to come back and buy the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a very cyclical, and it is a give and take situation. The brands need to release the cool shit so you will hand over your money. Yeah. But the stuff's got to be good for the end consumer, because you're not going to go back. And it can
backfire. It can backfire big time if the stuff's actually crap.
It can bloody well backfire. Beautiful on the outside, crappy on the inside, which happens a lot. Yeah. And maybe we should talk about, like, what does spark someone to feel like, it's a good collection or good limited edition release, and what makes a bad limited edition release?
I know that for me at least, my reaction to buying a limited edition product is if they're like polar opposites. I either am so excited that I got it because it is worth the money, worth the hassle finding, and it's a beautiful product that I love and own, or I feel like I've completely wasted my money and I'm bitter, and that does turn me against a brand. So I feel like they need to get limited edition products right, because it can either bring in new customers or it can alienate the customers they already have. So if they fuck something up, like, it can be quite damaging.
I 100% agree. I never forget. Like, I never ever forget when I buy a bad collection. Ciate Jessica Rabbit, I'll never trust them again. Urban Decay Game of Thrones, nah, you're dead to me. These guys, which I just held up, the Besame, like, Disney inspired book palettes. These are some of the most visually beautiful makeup items that I own. They take my breath away when I open them. Even to this day, I opened one yesterday. I was just
They're beautiful.
like, my God, this is just the most beautiful makeup item that I own. It is so special. But whenever I try and put these eyeshadows on my eye, I'm just like, what is this actual piece of chalky dog poo that has gone white on the side of the road, and I picked it up and tried to rub it on my fucking eyelid? This is bad. It's so bad. So, you know, I think the important part about getting a collection right is every part. It's not just the bit on the inside. It's not the packaging. It's not, you know, the price. It's everything. Everything has to hit the mark, because, like, I'll never buy from Besame again until they release another one of these, and then we'll see.
No, they're dead to me. No, I do agree with you. I think they need to have packaging that's different from their permanent range. It needs to be a good formula and also a good concept. And if they're going to be collaborating with either an influencer or a property, they need to do it justice. They can't just phone it in and make something that looks really bland or like something that they've already got in their range. It needs to stand out as being something special for people to take notice of it. Another thing that I have been looking out for in limited edition collections these days is something that it's different, and it might stand out as being a different product for that range or just different to what I have. Like, for example, this red sparkly highlighted duochrome thing. It's different, but at the same time, I need to be able to use it. And one thing I feel like brands often do is they'll release something that's quite gimmicky, and even like, okay, am I going to put this on my face? No, but it's a beautiful eyeshadow. So I need to be able to see that I can use it and it be functional in my life, because if it just sits there and gathers dust, that's when I also
what's the point?
Yeah, I sort of go, that wasn't worth the money. I regret buying it.
So another reason why we might see products come out in limited edition collections is actually to test the waters, to see what people are going to think about a new formula or a new concept of an existing product. So this is the NARS Sunkissed Bronzing Cream, and look, this is a fantastic product. When I saw they were releasing this, I was like, I'm getting that. I've got to have it. And it's good. It's actually good. Now, Kat and I were theorizing about this. We reckon it would have been popular. It definitely sold out. We reckon they're going to bring it back with the like matte black cap, and this is going to be the special one. So you're the old OG if you got the gold, and if you've got the matte black, then you just jumped on the bandwagon after we all fell in love with it. So that is a very, very common thing that we see, and there is actually one brand that we see do it probably every month.
Yeah.
Now, if you guessed Colourpop, you'd be right. So we see this all the time. Colourpop releases their new collections, and there'll be like a new product that we've never seen before.
Like a lip stain or a new lip gloss formula, and like in two shades.
Yeah. Or one of their, what are those lip products that we hate? The Luxe lip.
Lux.
Everything. Yeah, the Luxe lip line. Just let's bring out a new one of them. Look, I don't mind that. I actually think it's kind of smart to test the waters, but it does get a bit tiring when you see brands like ColourPop doing it all the time. It takes the shine off those new formula products, basically.
Some other good limited edition releases that we see often. Firstly, you can just be as simple as changing the packaging and changing the colour or scent of a very popular existing product. So we see this a lot, around the holiday times. We see Too Faced bring out like their gingerbread girl, gingerbread man. Again, the melted matte liquid lipsticks, they've been around for a long time, but these are shades and scents that you can only find in the holiday season. So, a twist on a popular product. Same as MAC, they do it all the time with their Fix Pluses. They bring out limited edition scents and packaging, just, so people that know they love the product and that they can rely on the formula, it's just a bit of a fun twist to what they've already been able to access for years and years. Another thing that I particularly love is when brands bring out either mini collections or like bundles, so good value of their previous products that have been released, but the packs themselves, they're good value. You can sample a bunch of things. One that I was going to use as an example as well, and this is from NARS. This is just one of their sort of face and eyeshadow palettes. I realized how much I love their highlighter formula from this, but it's like a sampler. You can have a highlighter, a bronzer, and eyeshadow. So if you're fairly new to the range or you've just tried one product in the past, you can buy one item and get a bit of a sampling at generally a discount. So, that's also a limited edition, a popular limited edition release, and I find those great for, again, testing out more products from brands and also getting better value for money, which I always appreciate.
We love that. We love good value.
Before we continue with this week's episode, we do have some sponsors. Cats. God love them. We have a constant battle in our home between the cat and the dog. The dog wants to play and the cat is just not having it. Some days the battle is lackluster, with the cat just giving the dog a strong side eye, and other days I suspect she might be ready to go to war. However, she's a good girl and she tolerates the dog really well, and we love her all the more for it. But as much as we love our cats, if you have cat litter trays in your home, you probably don't love the daily stink bomb and mess battle. That's where Pretty Litter comes in. Pretty Litter is kitty litter reinvented. Unlike traditional litter, Pretty Litter's super light crystals trap odor and release moisture, resulting in dry, low maintenance litter that doesn't smell. And Pretty Litter is virtually dust-free because it's manufactured with a specialized de-dusting process. Pretty Litter arrives safely at your door in a small, lightweight bag that lasts up to a month. And you can get your litter bags auto-shipped, so you don't have to deal with last-minute trips to the store, plus shipping is free. But above all else, here's why Pretty Litter is a pet parent's hero. It's a health indicator. Pretty Litter monitors your cat's health by changing colors when it detects potential underlying issues. You won't find that kind of innovation in conventional litter.
I have 2 cats and I love them very much. But what makes me love them even more is when I come home and my apartment doesn't smell like kitty litter. What I love about Pretty Litter, not only does it help me keep an eye on my 11-year-old cat with bladder infection problems, but it helps control odours for up to a month. Fantastic.
Get the world's smartest litter without leaving your home by visiting prettylitter.com and use promo code BEAUTYNEWS for 20% off your first order. That's prettylitter.com, promo code BEAUTYNEWS for 20% off. prettylitter.com, promo code BEAUTYNEWS. Aurate is fine jewellery made in New York City, founded by women for women. Aurate's pieces range from staples to statements, and all begin as sketches by their co-founder and designer. The designs are drawn from many muses across New York City, inspired by the city's never-ending movement and contagious energy. Aurate is ethically made in New York City. Their gold is never mined, and their gemstones and diamonds are also certified conflict-free. So everyone everyone can shop with a sparkling conscience. Orate's gold feels substantial, and because it's all real gold, you don't have to worry about taking it off to shower, to do the dishes, or any of your other day-to-day chores, because it's jewelry for life, and all Orate pieces come with a lifetime warranty because they know it lasts. Besides transparent pricing, Orate has also now teamed up with Klarna to make their items even more accessible to all of you. Basically, using Klarna, you can shop now and pay over time. It's just a more flexible way to get what you want from Orate. I love my Orate earrings. I have the mini gold bar earrings in 14 karat white gold, and they've become a staple piece that I wear all the time. Take them out to clean them, obviously. We should all clean our jewelry. It's good for you, it's good for the jewelry. But in the whole time that I've had these earrings, I've experienced no irritation, no discoloration of the skin, which is a massive pet peeve, or tarnishing of the metal. They're just fantastic quality. They look as good as when I first got them. For 20% off your first Orate purchase, go to oratenewyork.com/beauty and use promo code BEAUTY. That's 20% off with no minimum spend. They really have discounts as high as 20% off. So now is a fantastic time to go shop. So again, that's Orate, AURATE, newyork.com/beauty and use promo code BEAUTYNEWS at checkout for 20% off your first order. Sometimes life stinks, and it's usually the little things that are just so irritating, like going to bed after you've done your nails and waking up to find that they weren't fully dry and now you have sheet marks imprinted on your nails, stepping on Lego or other small objects in bare feet, or ordering food delivery only for it to arrive cold. I hate that. But there is one small thing that you can do to prevent another type of literal stink. Try Native. Native cares about the products you put on your body. They're about stopping the stink the right way. That's the Native difference. You probably already know about Native's legendary aluminium-free deodorant, but have you tried their body wash, toothpaste, or their brand new mineral-based sunscreen? Native's on a mission to overhaul your entire hygiene routine by putting the care in self-care, with products carefully made to work against odor that are made with simple ingredients and smell great. You can even build your own personalized product bundles. Mix and match 3 of your favorite scents and keep them on rotation so you have something for every occasion. Plus, don't forget to check out their limited edition Fall Coffee House collection, which is coming soon, featuring 4 gorgeous scents inspired by your favorite fall beverages.
I've been using Native deodorant now for over a year, and I keep using it because not only does it work, but I find the different fragrances really exciting. I can't think of another deodorant brand that has as many scents that Native has to offer, and also releases limited edition fragrances every few months. The 2 limited edition fragrances I really want to try next, there's matcha and sweet cream, and Earl Grey and mulberry. I love matcha lattes, I love Earl Grey tea, so yeah, they're going in my cart next.
Stay fresh, stay clean with Native by going to nativdeo.com/beautynews or use promo code BEAUTYNEWS at checkout and get 20% off your first order. That's nativdeo.com/beautynews or use promo code BEAUTYNEWS at checkout for 20% off your first order.
Okay, I think we need to touch on the darker side of limited edition products. What makes a bad limited edition release? Now, I think there are a lot of things. Obviously, the polar opposites of some of the things we've just talked about. Quality. If the quality is bad, like, get fucked, I'll never forgive you. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting it out there.
Which, can I just say also, there's some brands that are notorious for doing that. When it comes to holiday releases, like I know Too Faced tend to do it, with eyeshadow palettes mainly, and Tarte do it as well with some of their holiday releases. They downgrade the quality, and when brands make things, like I know Tarte, I think they generally make things in the US and then they ship them, like they manufacture holiday releases in China just to sort of mass produce them and make them a lot cheaper. So you can find that the quality of limited edition products can be a lot worse than their permanent releases.
It changes. It's not what you're used to.
Which is frustrating. So that is not a good sign. Like, that always pisses me off.
I agree. Now, I don't think either of us here are saying that being made in China is like a bad thing. I think the thing that we want to be clear about here is that if you are used to a certain type of product or a certain quality of product, and then you buy a limited edition item and it turns out it's not, actually one that comes to mind that like really I feel sort of like put the nail in the coffin for Too Faced was the the Too Faced Nikki Tutorials palette. That didn't go down very well. Everyone was upset.
Supposedly, the whole drama behind that was the palette that she tested and they sent out to influencers. The first PR batch was very high quality. So people were recommending it, saying it's great. And then when consumers bought it, like the mass-produced, like hundreds of thousands of quantity sort of product, it was crap and it was getting absolutely slammed. So often there can be a discrepancy with how they manufacture it, but also that happened with Jaclyn Hill and the Becca palette. They actually sent that out to influencers, they raved about it, and then it was, I think, a few people got it, canned it, and then they just ended up not releasing it. They pulled it from the shelves because that mass production, that run was abysmal. It went to shit. So, you know, things can go, the quality control doesn't seem to always be there with the sample runs versus the mass production runs. Yeah, a couple of other things that I personally hate from limited edition collections or collaborations, when the collaboration just doesn't fit, it just doesn't work. It doesn't show much passion in the collaboration. Like that always loses me, because if you're a fan of a particular TV show or movie or whatever it happens to be, character, and they collaborate with that character and they don't do it justice, it can really take the shine off the release. So I hate it when brands do that, but I also really hate it when they release things that are gimmicks. They're things that they wouldn't release permanently because the quality is not there. It doesn't align with their brand. It's like Hip Dot recently releasing that My Chemical Romance collection with those glittery metallic lip products. Like, don't get me wrong.
The lip glosses that were that metallic liquid.
Like, I don't know much about Hip Dot. Like, I haven't tried their products. I've seen all their releases, but that just seems like something that people wouldn't normally buy unless it was in the bundle and forced upon them.
Yes.
So when they do filler items like that, where it's like they're just trying to make more to sell more, that really shits me as well. And I'm thinking also of the Urban Decay Game of Thrones collection. If they kept that as a couple of liners, an eyeshadow palette, and a lipstick, like you can, the theme was fine, the colours were fine, but what it came down to was when they kept releasing more and more things in the box set, you realize that there were just, it's like when you watch something like like MasterChef and they're like, don't do 4 dishes, because if there's one dish that's bad, it's going to bring them all down. And that's what I think like limited edition collaborations or, you know, releases do as well. If they pad it out too much, they take the shine off the few things that are really good, and overall you're like, this is just a whole bunch of shit, and why did I spend $200 on it?
Yeah. It's like less is more in some situations. And look, I'll never forgive that Game of Thrones collection, but they had like a gold shimmery lipstick. Like, why? Just whose idea was that?
But they had a teal eyeliner that was to die for. That eyeliner and, a couple of select things, sure. Yeah. All of it?
But,
nah, mate.
Like, not... A lot of it was junk. I feel like very recently we saw a sneak peek of a collaboration with a property that just did not fit. Bobbi Brown and fucking Monopoly. Get lost. I was going to swear again, but I thought that's too many F words in too short succession. Bobbi Brown and Monopoly. And makeup. Bobbi Brown, makeup, Monopoly. What?
Look, I can imagine Monopoly coming from Wet n Wild.
Yes.
Or even
I can even see it
Makeup
from
Revolution. Or, not Not Bobby Brown. Bobby
Not
Brown and Monopoly.
Bobby Brown.
So bizarre.
I don't know where Bobby Brown is going, but I can tell you
They're going to
that
jail. Go straight to jail. Do not collect.
Do not pass go.
$200.
Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we see it super, super, super often, but we do occasionally see these collabs that you're just like, thank God it's limited. Thank God. Oh, wait, hang on. It'll be around for 10 years because it'll take that long to sell the shit that they've made.
I think the thing that can go wrong as well with particularly, I find, collaborations, and especially with influencers, not so much Monopoly.
Oh, yeah.
Things that can go bad and things that have gone bad in the past and that really shit me, when brands are sort of deceptive. So they might say this is limited edition, and then all of a sudden they delete that from the Instagram like release information and they just make it permanent.
Morphe.
Exactly right. So when they're really deceptive, even when they're deceptive about what the product looks like, thinking of that MAC pink powder with the overspray, and people are like, it's a beautiful highlighter, and in reality it's a chalky powder mess.
Pink powder.
My God. So when things
How
are
bad was
deceptive,
that?
they can absolutely tank. And also I find that because a lot of brands work with influencers, often drama follows releases. So you can often find a release tanking, or not tanking, but like having a bad reputation because the reputation of the influencer follows it. So
has been tarnished.
There can be a lot more drama around limited edition releases as well.
Something else that can be problematic with, limited edition products is when they repackage old products into new packaging and say it's limited. Does anyone fucking care? Oh my God. NARS is releasing another orgasm blush in different packaging. I haven't already got 20 of those.
Yeah, or fucking
champagne
champagne pop.
Oh,
yeah, that
my
was
God,
the thing that was, because again, champagne pop by Becca, that was supposed to be limited edition, and then it came back permanent and came back in creams and liquids and palettes and fucking eyeshadow palette. Like, it was done to death. Like, I remember we hustled to get that champagne pop. It took ages to get to Australia. And when it finally launched, we're like, we're getting it. It was exciting. It was not worth the excitement, I can tell you that. And then they just flogged a dead horse. It was the death of Becca. It was the death of Becca.
You know what? It probably actually was. They fucking rode that horse into the ground and then got a shovel while the horse is dead, and they made it ride some more into the fucking grave, because that was literally the only fucking horse they flogged ever since that success. That's like when you see YouTubers who, or anyone actually, who peaks at their success and then just keeps doing the same thing over and over, and then wonders, then that's Becca and champagne pop. Bad. Really bad. They could never reinvent themselves after that. But that's because they took it too far. That was their, one-trick pony. And sometimes you need to let those one-trick ponies go. Bring them back much later.
Yeah, and that was a shame, though, because if they did make it limited edition, and even if they needed to extend the batch, so often what brands do, like we said before, they'll make a certain run of products. And the way it works with holiday collections, for example, if you're a brand that's stocked in a bunch of different stores worldwide, the stores would put in their orders, like, we want 50,000 of your lipsticks or whatever it happens to be. And so they will manufacture to those orders, and then that's done. Once they're sold out, they're moving on. If it's a release that's just a random release, an April release, for example, and it's like, oh, this is a product that we didn't expect to do as well as it did. It went viral. people are buying it, people are selling it secondhand for triple the price, people are, all that kind of stuff. To stop people reselling, to stop people counterfeiting them, often they'll say, okay, the demand is there, we'll make a new batch, we'll keep selling it until the demand has lowered or until everyone has got one if they wanted it. So I understand why brands do that. It sometimes takes the shine off the limited edition vibe of it, but at the same time, it's pleasing their customers while minimizing people, selling them online for an expensive price and people copying them and trying to recreate them. So I get that. When they make it permanent and then they just keep shoving it down your throat, that is a different situation.
That is.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different situation. And I don't think there should be any time where brands do that, in my opinion. Too Faced and notorious for it. There's a bunch of brands that are like, okay, you like this, let's just keep doing it for the next 10 years. I honestly feel like, especially with Becca, they had other cool highlighters. They could have been like, okay, Champagne Pop will be out for a year because once everyone gets one if you want one, you've got the opportunity to buy it, have it out for a year, and let's move on to another influencer that has a better vision or a different vision. And I have to say, Berlin Girl Glow, I've got it here somewhere.
Yep.
Berlin Girl Glow shits all over Champagne Pop, and they never bothered restocking that. Or they maybe did once. This was not made enough, and this was so much more unique and so much more beautiful than Champagne Pop.
You couldn't even get that in Australia.
No, didn't come to Australia.
That was limited. As in, it was only released in certain areas, certain amounts. The only reason we got them is because the gorgeous queen herself sent us both one each.
Yeah.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah. Champagne Pop is just your standard champagne gold. Berlin Girl Glow, I'm not too sure if you can see, but it's like a beige with this cool tone bluey sheen, and it just looks gorgeous. It's like, I don't know if you can see it properly.
Skin. It's beautiful.
It's like glass skin. It's beautiful. And if they gave that the time of day that they gave Champagne Pop, maybe they wouldn't have been dead in the ground. Like, it's September. Weren't they closing at the end of September?
Yeah.
See you later, Becca. It's your last month.
Bye.
See ya.
I mean, they could have literally focused on creating a range of highlighters for different skin tones that were just like your perfect glow. So the perfect glow for people with cool tone pale skin, warm tone pale skin, fair, warm tone, fair, cool tone, and just work it like a foundation range but in highlighters.
I think one good thing about collaborating with influencers, and this is where I think Becca got a bit of jolt of life back in the day, was that influencers do have a different perspective than what the brand has. Like, the brand is often set in their ways. They know what they're creating. They've got the same team that has the same ideas. So often when you do get a Jaclyn Hill and they're like, okay, I want to create this thing. I know it's currently lacking in the industry. And then they bring out something that just resonates with people. And then you go with someone else like Hattis, and she's got a different perspective that is just as unique as Champagne Pop was at the time, and just as beautiful and just as needed in the industry. So I feel like collaborating with influencers can be really, really good in terms of breaking brands out of their little bubble and realizing what people actually want, because influencers are the ones that they listen to a lot of their audience and they can hear feedback of potential customers, but also they use a lot of products, they test out a lot of products, and they can see what's lacking and what they would love to create if they had the opportunity. So I think influencer collaborations have brought out some really cool products, but I feel like there's a time and a place for them, and that's why them being limited edition is a smart idea rather than just banging on about it for forever.
Yeah. Okay, how about we talk about the cons of limited edition products from a consumer's perspective.
Yeah.
So I think some of the big things for me before you even get the product, I'm starting to feel ticked off, is when shipping costs are just absurd. I'm looking
Or
at
the
you,
product
Besame.
themselves are like
Or
increased just because it's limited edition, or they're
yeah.
you know, paying to use a certain property.
And then there is, of course, the huge issue of over-consumerism, you know, the fear of missing out, which sparks the over-consumerism. They are probably one of the most toxic traits of limited edition products, to be fair.
Yeah.
You just
It's the
don't wanna miss
marketing
out.
or the point of them actually working, but working almost to the degree where it's quite detrimental on people.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like you can definitely, especially around the holiday season, buy a lot more than you expected to, or you, again, and then you have the regret as well of buying something that you didn't
Yes.
need or that you don't like. And that comes
Yep.
back to a product not being great. If a product is really, really good, and even if you spend a little bit more money than you expected to, if you love it and
You can
treasure it,
justify
like
it.
you can justify it and go, okay, this is going to be something that's special to me for a long time. But I definitely think that you know, brands like Colourpop that have described themselves as like the fast fashion of the makeup world, they have nailed this. Like all their collections are themed, all their collections are collaborations, and they do that because it sparks people buying and needing to buy something that resonates with them because they watched that show as a kid, or it reminds them of their mum, or whatever it happens to be. They tug on the heartstrings and the nostalgia, and they make people buy things that they normally wouldn't buy, which becomes, and I think the thing is, if you do that occasionally, it's fine, but right now we're seeing it day in, day out, and like, luckily I've got makeup fatigue and I can't be bothered buying jack
I
shit.
know.
But if you were the type of person that was just getting into makeup and it was all really exciting, like, your credit card
Good luck
would
to
take
you,
a
hun.
beating. Yeah. Another negative, which is not as dark as that, is if you find something that you love and then you happen to lose it or break it or use it up, you can't get it again.
You can't get it again. Another thing that is a major, major issue with some limited edition collections is resellers. So these are people who jump on websites and buy things out and then sell them at a higher price on, you know, reselling websites. So you might find them on eBay or other beauty related resellers. This was an issue for quite a while at one stage there. I vaguely remember probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, there was a collection that released and sold out really quickly, and then it was popping up on eBay, and they were selling for like 4 or 5 times the price. So that's a problem. We have seen a lot of sellers step up and try to deal with that, though, where you can only buy like
how many you can buy.
2 per purchase, which I think is smart.
Yeah, I've seen a lot, especially highlighters. For some reason, highlighters and eyeshadow palettes used to pop up a lot on eBay and sell for hundreds of dollars. But the thing is, like, by the next year, brands have seen how popular that product is and they've replicated it. Like, they haven't exactly copied it, but they've brought out, like, how many highlighters that I have that are just like champagne pop these days?
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
All of them?
It's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. You can always find something that's just as good or even better down the track. So I'd never pay someone a ridiculous price for ripping you off. That pisses me off.
Yeah, no, that I agree. I remember, and this actually goes back to like what you were saying before about, you know, if it's limited edition and you break it or you lose it or whatever, you can't get it again and you cry about it. That was me with Stylishly Mary, right? Now, it was suggested to me, it was suggested to me that I have a look on eBay because there were some selling on eBay, and there was no way in hell over my dead body would I buy one at the prices they were trying to sell them on eBay. And you know what happened anyway? They re-released it. But you know what happened before they re-released it? They re-released it in a gigantic highlighter. But you know what happened before they even did that? other brands started releasing the exact
that's
same
true.
thing, and I bought one from Chantecaille. It
Look,
cost
I'm
me
not
my
mad
firstborn
about this,
fucking
though.
child. Yeah, I know, exactly right. See? Beautiful. This is why we love limited edition products, because, mwah! It's beautiful. Yeah, I love your giggle.
True.
I got you.
Okay, we're going to end by talking about some of the products that we love, like the limited edition products that we love. But before I do get there, I want to point out that there's a weird trend, and again, things are very polarizing. There's a weird trend where a lot of influencers declutter limited edition products because they're like, I can't use it because if I use it on camera, people can't buy it and they get frustrated. And I understand that some people in the comments can get frustrated, but I don't think people should come to YouTube channels expecting that the creator's face is like something they can click on and buy. Like, it's makeup.
Yeah,
it's
I
about
know.
inspiration. If you love the color story, you can always find something similar. Do a bit of a Google dupe for blah blah blah. So it's interesting that some people view limited edition products as things that are subpar to the rest of their collection just because they can't feature it as much. Whereas we're the complete opposite. I've decluttered
You know
things.
what?
Yeah.
I just jerried why they get rid of them. They can't sell them anymore.
Yeah, they can't sell.
It's not that people can't buy them, it's that they can't sell them.
They can't make an affiliate purchase of it. Yeah.
Yes. Fucking hell,
Cheeky
man.
fuckers. Cheeky. Whereas, we're the complete opposite where, I've been decluttering stuff fairly recently, and if it comes down to 2 red lipsticks, like this one and another one that's very similar, I will get rid of the one that's permanent, knowing that I can always buy it at any time. Whereas a limited edition one, I can't. And it's cute. It's got teddy bears and smells like cinnamon. It's superior.
Special.
It's special. So I'm the opposite. I'm more inclined to keep limited edition products than permanent products for sure.
So am I, yeah. I actually feel like a lot of my limited edition items... Look, if I have a limited edition item and it turns out that it's a piece of crap and I don't like it, I will declutter it.
Yeah.
I've done
Yes.
it. I've done it time and time
I won't
again.
keep it just because it's limited edition. No, fuck
No.
that. If it's
There
trash,
are
it's trash.
there are some crap items that I've kept, my Besame palettes, but they are still treasures to me. I feel like they're almost like a piece of makeup art, you know?
Yeah.
But over the years of my decluttering and curating my collection, the majority of what I've kept is limited, and they're usually the ones that I reach for because they do have that really like special aspect to them. They're little treasures. Shall we talk about some of our favorites?
Yeah. You go first.
And maybe, is it alright if I talk about one of my not favorites?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to talk about these because this actually ticks me off. These are the Hourglass ambient lighting edits. They do this every year. They re-release almost the same thing with the different, like the outside is different. These are holiday releases and they'll change like one blush. But it's like a blush that they have in their permanent collection. What they used to do, and maybe they still do this, but they used to also put in like 2 new shades of something.
Yeah.
And then they would release them 3 months later and put them in their permanent collection.
Yeah.
So that was always very rude. All right, show them something you can't get anymore, Kat.
I'm going to talk about Berlin Girl Glow. I love Berlin Girl Glow. It's one of the... Look, I look like I've got it all over my face right now. It's just oily skin and studio lighting late at night. It happens. But this is a gorgeous highlighter, and I don't have anything like it. And I've actually had a few people come on my channel and be like, because you raved about this so much, I bought it and I still use it to this very day. And I don't blame you. The only reason I don't use it every day is because I don't want to use it up. Like, it's so beautiful.
No, ever.
It's so unique. It's got this beautiful sort of tan, sort of beige base and this sort of soft, almost pearlescent, cool-toned shimmer to it. Normally I don't like cool-tone because it makes me look really frosty. Whereas because this has that tan base, such a good highlighter.
It just works.
I will never get rid of this.
I'm going to talk about a highlighter as well. This is pretty special to me. This is the egg, the spaceship egg. It's the MAC Robert Lee Morris highlighter. And this never even came to Australia. We just need to bless Anon for sending it to us. Because,
they're beautiful.
You know, absolute treasure. Look at that. That is literally a piece of art. I can't, like...
It's like a spaceship. An alien egg.
There is literally space in my coffin for this. Like, I've written it into my will. This comes with me, you know, like...
That's fair.
That's how I feel about that particular product. It is an absolute treasure in my collection. And I'll never get rid of it. I even keep it in its box with its protective inner mate.
So do I. I've got mine in my box as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just... They're still my beating heart.
Yeah. Look, all I can talk about, I feel like highlighters is the thing I'm going to be talking a lot about. I'm going to talk about this.
Oh, yes, that is such a good one.
The thing that shits me about this is so this is the Vlada MUA and Smashbox palette. There were 3 highlighters released. This was the superior highlighter out of all of them, but it had the shittest packaging.
It did. The one with the...
Just the image.
The
just
flower.
the flat image. Yeah, the textured flower was nice.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Why didn't they do that with this
brilliant.
one? Anyway,
I don't know.
That's the one flaw of this. This is the Petal Metal highlighter in Prismatic Petal. And again, this is like a duochrome, so it's this vibrant pink. It's got a gold shift to it. I'm actually wearing it today. It's the most stunning pink highlighter. So it looks quite vibrant pink on the face. But when you see pink highlighters, I feel like, again, they almost have a white base. They look a little bit frosty. But this duochrome with the gold... It's okay, it's an intense highlighter, it's sparkly, it's gorgeous, but it's like a fantastic eyeshadow. Like, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's so...
They're
I'm
stunning.
just going to admire my pink highlighter. It's gorgeous. So again, it's one that I pull out. I don't wear it all the time. I don't need to wear a pink highlighter all the time, but whenever I use it, I'm like, oh, it's just a little bit special and I love it. And it's beautiful on the eyes as well. So that's one that I'm also taking in my coffin with me. Thank you very much, Vlada. Anyway.
Yes. This. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is the Bare Minerals Aurora Lights palette. This was not a raving success, I think, for anyone except myself. I have 2 of these and I fucking love them. I have one that's still in its box, untouched, and I have this one. And look, okay, the colour story, probably nothing to write home about. Definitely nothing to write home about. I could even point out its flaws, but for some reason I just love it. I think I love it because it's the closest thing I've ever seen from Bare Minerals to like a colourful palette.
They used to do colours back in the day.
They did.
Back in the day, and then
I've still got one.
Yeah, yes, I've got a couple of quads, colourful quad. I've got like a killer purple quad from them.
So bad.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, that one, look, I like the quality of that, but I found that it was either the shades were too light or too dark on me.
Yeah.
And I like more mid-tone. So for me, it didn't quite hit the mark. But look, last highlighter I'm going to talk about. Highlighter, and this one's in the box, and I showed it before. MAC Stylishly Berry. Like, I keep banging on about this, but it's such a beautiful one and done eyeshadow. Again, it's like a pink to gold duochrome. You can just put this on your eyes and it gives a really stunning effect. Yes, did they bring it out in a highlighter version the year later? Yes. Did I buy it? Yes. This is the Snow Flushed Extra Dimension highlighter. I'm going to use this. No, I don't regret it because I can use this until it's dead, and then I've got this beautiful one waiting for me, shining like a beautiful beacon of hope in the sky. So I'm gonna, like, I love these, and I just feel like it's the most flat, and on any skin tone you can put it on. It just gives beautiful. This sort of sparkly, iridescent duochrome beautifulness. I love it.
It's because the base is actually basically transparent, and it's all just that beautiful, like, really finely milled shimmer that adds the glow. It's beautiful. Like, it's a stunner. This is another reason why I love limited edition things. This is from NARS. It's in the shade Susie. And, you know, okay, for starters, beautiful metallic red packaging. But then you roll it up and it's got this, like, geometric, like cutout pattern. I've used it like 3 times, and then I was like, "You're gonna fuck up that pattern, Hailey. Don't do it." So
can I say though, I decluttered mine earlier this year.
I know. I saw.
I was so upset. I was so upset with it. It just I wasn't upset that I decluttered it. I was so upset that he performed so badly on me. Because all the other shades performed so well, but for some reason that one was like patchy on me. It just didn't work with my lip, and I was like, I can't keep you around just because you're gorgeous.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was very upset.
I do have.
I felt betrayed.
The nude one.
Yeah,
that's fair. I bought the nude one as well, and there was a purple one, but I restrained. I was.
Restrained.
I was very good on that day. I wasn't. You should have seen the other shit that I bought.
Didn't we go to like 4 Meccas or something on that day? I remember that day very well.
Oh, I love it. I miss those days. I know.
We can't even bloody leave our house.
Yeah.
The houses these days.
Even now, I would still go to 4 Meccas just to look at the different nuances of what they have. Yeah.
I agree. I hear you. I'll be there with you like I was last time.
Yes, exactly. All right, I know Kat has an absolute handful of something that I fully support as well.
Yeah, these are I'm dropping them all over the shop. These are the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I've got the holiday ones and also the holiday minis. I love these. Firstly, they're my favourite matte liquid lipstick formula. I'm wearing buttered rum, I think it is. Hot buttered rum on my lips today. It's one of my favourite shades. I love these. Not only are they fun because they're new colours, that's it, with different scents. So if it's a gingerbread, it smells like gingerbread. Not only is it fun, and it's just a little bit more whimsical and like, I don't know, you put it on in the morning and you're like, oh, that's a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic products. And one thing I learned about this range, or the minis, was that a lot of people that had never even tried the permanent range heard that the minis were really good, went on to try the minis, enjoyed them, and then fell in love with the permanent range. I was the opposite. I had come across the permanent range first, and then I just thought these minis were fun and good value. But this is a good example of if you put some of your top products into fun, like little
100%.
collections, it can really sell the product and bring in new customers. So these are, some of my favorites. And again, I've decluttered other shades to keep these because they just are a little bit more special and a little bit more fun. And they're all beautiful and they all wear really, really well. So
they are really great products. And actually, I've got another product that's pretty much exactly like that, just in a different category. So this is the Smashbox, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Waters. So
I'm feeling a bit hot.
I have like, these are scented ones. So they release scented minis and scented limited edition ones. I tried the normal one and I was like, that's a nice product. I really like it. And then they started releasing scented ones and I was like, get the fuck out of town. Give me all of them. And I have so many in my drawer back there. Literally, I think I have 5 large ones and I think at least
four of these. 4 of the small
Four
ones.
of the minis. Yeah. I love them. I think they're
I love them too.
fantastic. And it's such a good product. And if they release more, I will buy more. I'm there with bells on. And
I agree.
Kat mentioned earlier the MAC Scented Fix Plus. Peony is my favourite. I'm gonna, oh yeah, baby. I love them. They're
Do you know
amazing.
what annoys me about these though? Is I actually prefer the original scent over them, all the other ones though.
That's
because
fair.
the original scent, they've nailed it. But I do enjoy trying different scents. Like scent to me, I think it adds another level of experience to a product. I know a lot of people are like, I hate scented products. I love them. Yeah. They just make me happy if the scent is good.
I love them too.
Yeah, I love experimenting with them.
As long as the scent is not like overpowering, it's fine for me. Something I don't like about these, the price tag. it offends me badly.
But you
They're
can
so
back to Mac
expensive
them.
in Australia. I know. Thank God you have to for that price.
Last one we're going to talk about. What is it, Hailey?
Hourglass, the Confession Ultra Slim lipsticks. I haven't got all of mine here. I got a couple. These are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous formula. Absolutely bomb formula. They've already got a really big collection of colours in their normal range. But when the holidays roll around or a special occasion rolls around, they release more colours. And
so the traditional is just this gold, and then I've got like pink, red, gold with a heart, silver. They do bring out different colours, which again, is it that big a deal? Probably not. But if you love the formula and you love this... Yes, we do. Yes, we do. If you love this lipstick formula, these are just a little bit more special. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with reaching for something and being like, I love you just that little bit more because you're red with a bug on it.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like, how can you go past it? It's so cute. Okay, guys. So that is it for our little chit-chat about limited edition products. Let us know where you stand. Are you on the side of pro limited edition product and you agree that they're just a little bit more special? Or are you on the side of no limited edition product? Never, not interested, do not want, hate it when I can't get them or I miss out. Let us know how you feel. And if you have any other things that we didn't mention but you feel is important about limited edition items that the people should know, share it in the comments so they can see.
And also, if you have a favourite limited edition product, let us know in the comments. You have to tell us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone's got a favourite. We just showed you all of ours. We can't choose. We are the mother of limited edition products.
I've even got brushes, I've got palettes, I've got stuff. I've got heaps of stuff here.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of stuff
here. The majority of my collection is limited.
Except for my foundations and powders, Yeah. Even then I've got a limited edition powder.
Yeah, it's true.
It happens.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.